I swear that somewhere within Major League Baseball is like a little laboratory or something where the games are just predetermined and controlled. And it's how are we going to make the Mariners blow the lead today? Is it going to be because as soon as the Mariners game was tied at one, Cal Raleigh hits a 2-run home run, they blow it. It's like the Mariners weren't supposed to take the lead. Someone in the back office sits there and goes, hey, Jimmy, Mariners took the lead. What are we going to do? Ooh, should we have them blow it in the seventh? Do we do another Munoz blown save? What do we do here? You know what? Just make it quick. Just have walk, home run, and then nothing else happens. The rest of the game, we'll just end it like that. Perfect. Hit the button. Boom, boom, game over. What is up? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back and welcome into the Seattle Mariners post-game recap. The Mariners are swept by the Orioles. They lose 4-3. They fall to 32-29 on the season. Second place in the West and not even holding a wild card spot at the moment. Before I go any further, you know the three things: like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate all three, and thank you to everybody for the support. It does feel like that sometimes. I mean, Brian Wu just cruising. And listen, none of this is to say the Mariners are their own worst enemy. They have there's plenty of obvious reasons why the team is scuffling and internal reasons for that. But just more tongue-in-cheek, it really does feel like it sometimes, doesn't it? I mean, Wu's cruising through 5 innings. Looks fantastic. Cal does it again with a 2-run home run. And then 3 batters later, Baltimore just gets the lead right back. No more add-on runs. Mariners don't respond. Mariners would have responded. Baltimore would respond with 2 runs. It sometimes does feel like it just doesn't matter what you do. You're going to lose a baseball game. And just a contrast, because in April, it's kind of the opposite. I think I even joked that the team's just going to win. They're just going to find a way. And now they've just done the 180. They have completely done, kind of undone all the goodwill, and it's tough to watch. And the fan base deserves better right now. Every single one of you, and this is such a passionate fan base. It really is. I mean, I've said it before, but I remember, obviously I wasn't at the game, don't live in Washington, but before game 3 against Houston, remember the announcer saying it feels like college football Saturday at T-Mobile Park. This fan base is so hungry for a winner, and nobody's demanding World Series or bust. We just want a consistent team that goes out there and wins, and that we can be proud of, that we can all enjoy together. We all want that. And it just continues to be the same thing. There's that hope. Hey, look at this team. They're pretty good. And then, no, they're just going to fall right back into what they've been. I mean, it's not super shocking. The roster is not much different than it was last year. Why would the performance be a ton different? But then they have the April, and it's like, oh, maybe they were right. Maybe they're getting those bounce backs that we talked about from these guys, and it's going to pay off, and Julio's going to have the big breakout, and it's all going to be, Cole Young's going to come up, and this rotation's the best in baseball, and listen, this isn't a throw in the towel video or anything like that. We have a lot of baseball left. Mariners going to win some more baseball games. I promise they will. But is it going to come with, not even just win baseball games, they'll have a hot streak. They absolutely will. They'll probably have a stretch where they win 8 out of 10. But is it going to be followed by them losing 7 out of 10? Is it going to be followed by another 3-6 homestand? Or is it something they can do consistently and build upon it? Because they'll bring you back in. They'll bring us back in. And I not even need to be brought back in. I'm already here. I think most of you are too. But is it going to be the run that does it? Or is it just going to be, fool's gold with this team? Because that's just what it feels like, every year a little bit. And I guess, shame on me for buying it. But then as soon as I do these videos and go, oh, woe is me, and how dare I believe, you know what they're going to do? They're going to go have like a 5-1 road trip. It's this team. I'm never like right about this team. Every time I think that they've like hit rock bottom, they go further. Then I give up, and then they win. Then I go, I believe in this team. They're back. Then they lose. I am probably the worst Mariners predictor imaginable. That you just can't, I don't know if I love to hate the team, hate to love the team. I don't know if I've ever hated anything I love this much or love anything I hate this much. I don't know, but it's frustrating. And it's, they're going through it. I'm kind of out of words for it. It's just, it's same song and dance, right? This whole homestand, they blow the 3 leads against Minnesota. I don't want to say lucky, but fortunate that they come back and win 2. They've got the game against the Nationals tied late. They go to extras, can't win it. And then here against Baltimore, 2 games here at the end of the series that they were ahead in fairly late into the game and can't hold on. I'm not mad at Brian Wu. Brian Wu's been fantastic this year, just as I wasn't mad at Andres Munoz in the Minnesota series. But when you're not getting enough from everybody else and you're just relying on your superstars, if you want to throw Wu in that category, Wu, Cal Raleigh, they can't do it all. Somebody's got to pick them up. It's okay that Brian Wu gave up a couple home runs. It sucks, because up 3-1, maybe if he didn't, they might have won this baseball game. But guess how they get the 3 runs? Just Cal. It's just Cal doing it all. You can't do that. It's not sustainable. It's not even close to sustainable. It'll win you some ball games. It absolutely will. Brian Wu's good enough that if this happens in their game, he'll probably get through it. You're going to get Logan Gilbert back. He can get through it. Same with George Kirby when he's on, hopefully, and Castillo as well. But someone else has got to step up. Julio's at-bats just were atrocious today. I mean, that strikeout in the 8th inning, swinging the ball outside and a hanging breaking ball right down Broadway and looks at it. Cannot happen. I know Cal hits the 2-run home run after his ground out with JP at third. JP had a good game. JP actually had a pretty good series, so I shouldn't lump JP in with the rest of them. JP did his job. But Julio doesn't bring him in. Now, Cal, again, saves the day, so, it doesn't matter in the sense of that run did score, but you've got to come through. Julio's got to be better. He had a very, very rough series. He was bad, and he was bad in critical moments. It's not good enough. It's not. I love Julio. I absolutely do. I think the sky's the limit, but you got to call out when you're not getting the job done. The bottom of the order is atrocious. I mean, actually, Miles Mastrobuoni's kind of doing what you'd think Miles Mastrobuoni would do, but we're at a point where I'm fine with Miles Mastrobuoni starting, and that really shouldn't be where we're at. Cole Young scuffling, Cole Young's played 5 Major League Baseball games. Am I going to rip Cole Young? Jorge Polanco's still in the 2-hole. I mean, he had a double today, so I guess it's not the end of the world. And listen, if this team doesn't get in the playoffs and it ends up failing, do I think Polanco should be in the 2-hole? No. I'm not going to look back and go, boy, this was a World Series team, but Polanco just kept batting second, so they ended up losing 84. It might be the difference. It could, it could cost them a game or two, and that might be the difference. But the chances of it costing them, anything huge, I don't know. And they keep having these series. And I can't just keep saying these series happen. Now, you're going to major hypocrite. They do happen, but they're just having too many of them now, right? It's just, the National Series, it happens. The Houston Series, it happens. The blowing 3 leads against the Twins, they did win that series, but, it happens. Baltimore, it happens. Listen, if the Mariners were 38-20, then sure, it does, right? You're not going to be dialed in every series. Baseball's a very long season, and a lot of weird up and downs happen. And the season's not over by any means. Like I said, this is not a white flag waving moment. This is a very flawed division, which though in turn kind of makes it more frustrating. Because I do think this division is absolutely ripe for the plucking. I don't think Houston is that great. I don't mean that offensively. They've been amazing the last decade. I think they're kind of finally hitting their wall a little bit, but they're still in first place, right? They're still season end today. They're the division champs. I don't think Texas is all that great, and the Angels are massively flawed. And the A's might get. Did the A's lose again today, by the way? Oh no, the A's won 14-3. Okay, the A's have lost 20 out of 22. They're done. This is not a division that should be that hard to win. Honestly, it really shouldn't. This is a very, very winnable division. And that goes for Texas and Houston too, by the way. I'm not trying to just say, call out the Mariners on this, but it's really just frustrating. I don't know what else to really add to it. The offense again, 3 runs is the most they score in the series, not acceptable. Randy again, I called out Julio. What is Randy's OPS down to now? Here, let me pull up the box score. 702. That's not going to cut it. It's not. Julio is down to 721. I mean, these are all fine if it's like, role player type stuff. Like, these aren't terrible baseball players, but they're not coming through when the team needs them. Cal can't do it alone. JP's trying to, like I said, and you need Luke Raley back, but I mean, is Luke Raley going to, do you sweep this series with Luke Raley? I mean, good baseball player. Absolutely want him back. Want Victor Robles back. And I can't blame Garver and Solano. They weren't in there today. Not their fault. Do they need to go? Yeah. Yeah, of course. But even that, like, is Harry Ford going to be the answer? He might help. I'm not saying he won't, for the record, but like, I don't know. I just, it's just so many more questions than answers. And that's so frustrating. In some ways, I will say this, and please understand where I'm coming from. I'd have a lot easier time if we were the Rockies. Say, get rid of everybody. This is a joke. It's an absolute joke. There wouldn't even be any margin for error. But the Mariners kind of drag you along. When you were in high school and you were texting someone to go out on a date. It's been a while since I've been in that game, but you don't want to get dragged along, right? You want honesty. Do you like me or do you not? The Rockies would tell you to F off. We don't like you. Go away. Okay, it hurts, right? It hurts, but I know the answer. The Mariners take you out on a date. You have a good time. Nothing else happens. You don't hear from them for a couple days. You're like, oh man, I'm not sure if he or she likes me. Then the Mariners text you back. You go on another date. Nothing happens though. And you're like, oh, I don't really know. Then you meet for a lunch date and it just drags you along. That's what the Mariners are doing to us. That's why it's so frustrating, because you do get glimmers of hope. They go down to Anaheim this weekend. It's not a great Angels team. They are an offense that's below average, but hits a ton of home runs. You're not facing Kikuchi. You're not facing Soriano. Very possible you can win that series. Very possible. I'll be in attendance for a couple of the games against the D-backs. So if you're there, I might put out where I'm sitting. So come say hello. I think I'll be there Monday and Wednesday. So if you're in Arizona, you're going to the game, come say hi. If you're a Desert Mariners fan, I don't know where I was going with that, but like Arizona's struggling, they could win the series. It's not a terrible baseball team, but that's what's tough. I also don't know if it's a great baseball team. Right now, the proof is kind of in the overall pudding, right? Like, throw the series away. What are the Mariners? They're 32-29 with like a +2 or 3 run differential. Run differentials and everything, but that's average. That's very average. That's kind of what we've seen from the team, right? The offense has a lot of moments. It's not the worst offense in baseball. They're going to have some big games. They've got some good baseball players. They're not the Rockies on offense or the White Sox. But then they go into the lulls like last year. The pitching hasn't been nearly as dominant as last year, but the pitching's good, right? Wu was decent today. Hancock was solid yesterday, and Kirby got the job done on Monday, Tuesday, whenever that was. But like, then it's got games where you get Kirby against the Nationals or Hancock against the Titans. It's just, let's get into the box score and then I'll get out of here. Brian Wu, 6 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 and 2 walks, 6 Ks. Again, I swear sometimes it's just like predetermined, because Wu's just, by the way, the first run he gets up, walks the 9-hole catcher. Then it's wild pitch. I think a fly ball advances a runner, wild pitch. Then in the 6th inning, Mariners finally take the lead. You're like, dude, Wu's going to get through 6, and you feel good that some combo of Brash, Spire, Munoz can win you this baseball game. And then just walk, home run. And then gets the next 3 outs, no problem. Like, what? How did that happen? First time in his career, Wu has given up back-to-back home runs. Of course it is. But he was fine. Like, it's frustrating to give up those home runs, right? You needed him at that moment. The offense, again, I'll put most of the blame on. Wu needed to have a shutdown 6th inning, 100%. But, he was fine. Vargas was good for his inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. Spire had a solid inning, a hit and a strikeout, no runs. Legumino looked really good in the 9th inning, a hit and 2 strikeouts. Wu threw 88 pitches, 64 strikes. Mariners collect 9 hits, no walks. They do strike out 12 times. JP Crawford, 2 for 4 with a run scored. Polanco did hit the double, his first extra base hit, I think, since the beginning of the month. Good, right? Like, good that he had an extra base hit. Still needs to be out of that 2-hole. Then he bats righty late in the game, which I don't blame him. Like, Mitch Garver's not doing anything. You pinch hit Mitch Garver. The reason you pinch hit Garver for Polanco in those spots is Polanco can't swing right-handed, and you hope that Garver can run into one. But Garver's not running into anything. You're not going to pinch hit Solano. So Polanco 1 for 4. Julio 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. Julio was bad today. No way or no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Cal 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. Give Cal a key to the city, whatever he wants. I mean, my gosh, like, and Cal's the one giving the post-game quotes. I'm not saying everybody was like quiet and didn't talk. I didn't see it, but I was on Twitter X and I see that Cal's talking post-game. Man, I respect that guy. He could easily sit there and be like, dude, screw everybody else. I'm doing my job. No, Cal's up there owning it as part of this team. I'll say this, Cal ain't got nothing to apologize for to me. I know that. Cal's doing his job all the way around. Randy 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts, awful. Rowdy was 1 for 4. Leote was 1 for 4. Miles Mastroboni 2 for 4. I mean, listen, 619 OPS. He's had some good at-bats. As your 26th guy, he's been fine. It's not Miles Mastroboni's fault. Cole Young 0 for 2, and Dylan Moore pinched hit was 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. I know Dylan's forte is in hitting righties, but that at-bat to finish off the game was awful. Just swung right through 3 fastballs. After Mastroboni gets on base and gives you a chance for something, at least. I didn't have a lot of hope there, but I mean, and listen, Baker's good. I'm not taking away from that either. And listen, I do think the Orioles are not a sleeping giant per se. They've been playing much better. Really curious to see what happens with them going forward, because I do think if there's a team that can kind of pull out from where they are, especially if Eflin's pitching better, Sagano, and then, Povich and guys like that are pitching better, they can definitely pull out of it. But it is a team that has been bad. And it's not like they're came into the series 22-36 with like a, -5 run differential. They've been legitimately bad. Now I think they can be better, but if the Mariners want to go where they're going to go, you still got to beat those teams, especially with the way they're playing. And Mariners come in on a 12-game win streak or something, and we're 8 up in first place. It'd be frustrating, but we can brush it off as we did a few times in April, right? Like even the Blue Jays series, the one I said I'd never mention. Boy, the AL East just killing the Mariners. Usually it's the AL Central. Actually, Mariners so far 4-2 against the Central this year, so we'll see. One of those is the White Sox. It was like, okay, it was frustrating, but they went out to San Diego, got the cobwebs dusted off, and swept. It's going to happen. But now it's still happening. So we'll see. I do think you can go down to Anaheim and win. Like I said, no Kikuchi, no Soriano. It's an offense that's not terrible in the Angels, but it's very home run heavy. But Bryce Miller hasn't been great. So, we'll see what happens. Channel members, I'll be live tomorrow. I'll make a post. We'll hang out, watch some baseball together, watch the Mariners and the Angels. Enjoy your night. Enjoy that there's not a game tonight. It's kind of refreshing. Just been watching some TV and stuff and reading and everything, and it's peaceful, not turning on the team right now. Don't give up. I mean, if you want to, it's fine. I'm not going to stop you. I never tell anybody how to fan. If you're sitting there going, Jay, I don't care. Call me in October if they're in. Totally get it. Totally get it. You still have hope. Have the hope. Season's not over. Baseball's long. There's a lot of it left to go. But they're frustrating. They're frustrating. Love y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Go Mariners. Peace.